Welcome to Rokani Media Football. From Arsenal ending the first half comfortably knowing that they've gone ahead and really sealed it with their record of not conceding goals away from home in the previous 6 games. Obviously, they went ahead, gift out 2 goals to the side of Tottenham Hotspur, and Tottenham Hotspur went ahead to convert those 2. And by the end of the final whistle, Arsenal fans were really nervy because it ended 3-2 in favor of Arsenal. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Smash like button close to 500 times. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, in this beautiful game of football that's played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Arsenal go to the first goal through an own goal coming in from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and then Saka, 27th minute, Kai Havertz in the 38th minute. And in 38 minutes, the game looked done and dusted. But 64th minute, David Raya gifted to none other than Christian Eriksen and went ahead, put that ball in the back of the net. Then Son Heung-min came in through and got a penalty after Declan Rice went ahead to kick Steve Davies, and it got back to the Navy moment. And guess what? Arsenal was living recklessly into those minutes, and they were like, when is this game of football really going to get done? But I want to let you know that it looked more or less of a blueprint of the game that was played at the London Stadium last season. You remember the first goal came in through from an own goal. This time round, it was Hugo Lloris who went ahead and tapped the byline cross by Bukayo Saka into the back of the net, right? After putting it in the back of the net, guess what happened? Odegaard pulled the trigger. First half ended 2-0, and Arsenal went ahead, score another goal in the second half. And this time round, it was the same case. The 3 goals that Arsenal went ahead to score in the first half, they never added any. I was like, Arsenal is going to come out and score another goal, but Arsenal was not really in the mode to put that ball into the back of the net. But it looked like the same story, and history repeated itself today, that in 2 games that have been played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Bukayo Saka has been responsible for the ball into the mixer, and Tottenham Hotspur have been caught on 2 occasions scoring an opening own goal for the visitors at the the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in there for you. So that was really great, and it shows you exactly that Arsenal came in through to know exactly what to do. And to show you that Arsenal understood the assignment on the day, they never had a lot to do into that game of football to see to it that they really do the needful. They went ahead and really got 2 goals from set pieces, and that has taken their tally to close to 21, right? But in corners alone, Arsenal have gone ahead to score 16 goals. It shows you how good they are when it comes, corners. That most of the goals Arsenal have gone ahead to score have come in from corners, and they've not gone ahead to come in through from what we call free kicks, because free kicks are set pieces, but corners are different. All those are set pieces. Even the penalty is a set piece, but Arsenal's gone ahead to score 16 corners this season, goals, meaning that they came in this game of football when they've gone ahead to score 14 from set piece, 14 from corners, where I think 14, right, from corners, and they've gone ahead to add more 2 onto their tally. That is really good. And I told you that this game of football is going to be decided onto the fitness levels of Tottenham Hotspur. Not playing a competitive game in the Premier League for 2 weeks is really long. You saw to it that Spurs never matched the fitness levels. I'm talking about the match fitness levels. Body fitness, they were okay. Training fitness, Spurs was okay, but they couldn't match the fitness levels of Arsenal. For a team that has been playing almost 2 games per week for the last 1.5 months, you cannot come out and really stand in their way. And that's what Arsenal is going to need to do. That when you look at the goals they've gone ahead to score, they've just edged Spurs. Spurs were a little bit back, they're a little bit back in as far as fitness was really concerned, and their mentality, Arsenal was like, we're not supposed to play well, but you're supposed to kill off the game of football. And to show you that Arsenal are not supposed to play well, they went ahead have only 28% of the possession into the first half. Spurs had 71%. You get? And Out of that, Arsenal got 3 goals, and all the 2 shots they had on target crossed the line, plus the own goal of Højbjerg, and that ended the narrative. So Arsenal was like, we are going to surrender possession. We are not going to sell ourselves there. Though we are going to play a high line, but we are going to wait for everything that Spurs is really going to open to us. Bring it to us, and we obviously be the first people to obviously overcome it. And that's what exactly Arsenal went ahead to do into that game of football. And it was really very, very nice to watch, because it shows you that Arteta is going to have to learn that sometimes you don't need to win good. You need to win ugly. Because Ange Postecoglou came in through knowing that, all right, I'm going to come in through to say to it that I really shocked Arsenal. That's what he did. But he did the opposite. And Arteta went ahead, obviously surprised him, because however much Arteta wanted to attack, but his attacks were really very, very calculative. And Spurs was like, let's attack Arsenal, and maybe we'll hit that high line of theirs. But Arsenal were like, we are going to stay compact in the middle of the park, and you're not going to find out a pass. And you see to it that if it was known those mistakes that they went ahead to do, David Raya and Declan Rice, Spurs couldn't find any goal in open play. And for all the possession that Spurs had in the first half, they never had a shot at goal. There was a Sergio Romero effort that was denied by the post or by the frame of the goal, and then Son Heung-min faced the goalkeeper and ended up hitting that ball into the back of the net. And I just got to know that it's not a day for Tottenham Hotspur, because those are not goals that Son Heung-min misses. At least he would have gone ahead to direct that ball on target, and then the goalkeeper really makes a save, but he really shot it over the bar. And Arsenal were like, all right, do that, and for us, we are going to come in through and obviously get this over the line. Now, let's talk about Saka being lively into this game of football. I tell you, Saka was one of the best players on the field of play today. He really played very well. I saw his commitment, taking off players, and that second goal he scores, it just shows you how confident he is when he obviously cuts into the box. Because I wonder what thought the defender was really having. Why do you allow Saka to go onto his strong foot? You defend him going to the weak foot, but when he cut back, right, Odegaard, I think what caused the problem with the defender was that he was caught up in a 2v1 situation where Odegaard had also gone ahead to arrive into the 6 yards box area, and Saka had options of either passing to Odegaard to really complete that shot into the back of the net, or else to really curl it into the bottom corner. And Saka went to curl it into the bottom corner, and he made it 2-0 for the club of Arsenal, taking his tally to 15 goals, and this is his best ever tally ever since he has gone here to play in the Premier League. And now Bukayo Saka has scored 15 Premier League goals this season, his most ever in a single campaign. He's also the first English player to score home and away for Arsenal against Spurs in a league campaign since Ian Wright in 1993-1994. So it shows you that many English players have not been giving. One who scores at Emirates doesn't obviously come in through to score at the London Stadium, and vice versa. So it shows you that Saka has gone ahead, obviously elevate himself, and is 5 goals away from clinching what we call 20 goals this season. With 35 games played, that means Saka is left with 3 games to obviously clinch 20 goals, and we wait to see how that really pans out. But it's really gonna go like that for the man of Bukayo Saka. He has gone ahead to put in a very good shift, and I tell you, he was really one of the best players on the field of play today, and his efforts have not gone unrecognized as Bukayo Saka. I just love the way he really went ahead to play today, and he really looked that player that Arsenal fans have always gone ahead to admire. We talk about another player that went ahead to obviously score, that is Kai Havertz. When you talk about Kai Havertz today, he has gone ahead to score his 12th goal of the Premier League season, and obviously created another assist for Bukayo Saka. And we've gone ahead to be told that Arsenal have scored 16 goals from corners in the Premier League this season, the most by a team in a single campaign since West Bromwich Albion under Tony Pulis in 2016-2017 strategy. And you see to it that every time they went ahead, obviously gate in that, they were really very deadly. And Nicolas Jova, the set-piece goalkeeper, was obviously starting with Mikel Arteta and obviously issuing directions on what they're supposed to be doing into that moment. So, Kai Havertz, for me, he's a revelation. He's a revelation. He's doing lots of things at the club of Arsenal, and no one is really going to stop him from obviously taking this to where he deserves to, because nothing is really going to really stop him. The moment you see to it that Arsenal has a number 9 in Gabriel Jesus and is not even brought on, or the manager is not even thinking of bringing him on in the dying minutes to obviously try to do what we call to bring in his energy and so on and so forth, it's a confirmation that Kai Havertz has really taken over that place. And I tell you, he has taken it on merit. He has taken it on merit. He has put in the shift. He has scored the goals. He has put in the assists. And I tell you what, he's really giving Arsenal a run for their trophy. And Arsenal came into this game of football knowing that Man City had closed down and Arsenal were like 1 point ahead of them. And now Arsenal have gone ahead, obviously extend that lead to 80. And Man City is going to play against Nottingham Forest today. And we just can't wait to see how things really come in through. But the other talking point is Thomas Partey, who was really sublime into that central midfield with Declan Rice running like no other. And they obviously won very many duels into that beautiful game of football. Partey, I just liked his composure, his energy, and that yellow card he gets towards the end of the game is really important, because Spurs were really breaking away and said, all right, you are going nowhere, to obviously unleash an attack onto us, because all Spurs wanted was to hit Arsenal on the break. And all the time Spurs hit us on the break, they couldn't really hit them because Arsenal was solid. All those full-back positions were really solid. Benjamin White is really a very hard guy to beat. And Tomiyasu was also a very hard guy to beat. So they had no guarantee that they could obviously take on the side and really hit them on the break. And every time they tried to hit them on the break, Arsenal had to come out and really do that foul immediately. But Arsenal was clinical too. Apart from the own goal they concede, that Spurs concedes in the first half, Arsenal, they got 2 chances and they went ahead, obviously killed them off. That's what shows you that a team wants to win the trophy. That is it. That's what shows you that a team wants to win the trophy. If you really know that you want to win a trophy, this is how you win the game of football. And this is what a derby means. I told you that a derby is a derby. Things turn around in a nick of time. At halftime, everyone thought that the game was done. But in my mind, what was running my mind was simple. If Arsenal score the 4th goal, then the game is done and dusted. It's buried. At 3, if a team pulls 1-0, if a team pulls 1 back, you know exactly what follows. Pressure are mounting on players, and you expect a second one to come in through and the third one to come in through more easily. But because Arsenal had a very good center, or a very good solid defense, watertight, moreover, they never really had a goal through their back 4. But the goalkeeper costed them the first goal, and it was the man himself, known as Declan Rice, leading to that. So, when you look at Arsenal, they're really a title-winning team. This was the game that was a big block to their title race, because when you look at Arsenal right now, they have to play Bournemouth over the weekend. After playing Bournemouth, they'll have to wait and play against Manchester United. So that means Man City are really having some huge games, into the mix. After playing Nottingham Forest, Man City will have to play the following games, and it shows you they have to play Fulham, and they have to play Wolverhampton Wanderers. So it shows you how hard Arsenal has gone ahead to obviously make it for City, and City is going to come into this ilk when they're really very, very nervous, because these were situations that Arsenal were in last season with having games in hands and not killing off their chances. Now, Man City is in for it at the City Ground Stadium to see to it that they obviously get themselves up and running. But let's go into how these stats of the game really stood after the referee blew the final whistle. 14 shots by Tottenham Hotspur. Arsenal had 9, right? Then 2 shots on target by Spurs. It shows you how good Arsenal had to defend, because the only 2 shots they had on target were only coming in through from a mistake of David Raya and a penalty. 3 shots on target by Arsenal and 2 crossed the line. That shows you how tight this game was. 63% ball possession by Tottenham Hotspur, 37% ball possession by Arsenal. Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously do the needful and really put in the shift that was really well required. Surrender the possession, walk away with the 3 points, job done. In a nutshell, Arsenal understood the assignment. Then 555 passes completed by Tottenham Hotspur, 341 passes completed by Arsenal, 89% ball possession, 89% passing accuracy by Spurs, and Arsenal had 81% passing accuracy. 12 fouls by Tottenham Hotspur, 16 fouls by Arsenal. 2 yellow cards to Tottenham Hotspur and 1 yellow card to Arsenal. I think for Arsenal it was Thomas Partey. For Tottenham Hotspur it was Kulusevski and is it Pametasa or Højbjerg, one of the 2. Then 0 red cards to both sides, 3 offsides to Tottenham Hotspur and 4 offsides to Arsenal. 8 corners to Spurs and 6 corners to Arsenal. That is it, and that's how everything really went down at the stadium of Tottenham Hotspur. Now we go to the table and see how things are really standing right now. Arsenal have gone ahead to play 35 games and they have 80 points. Man City, 33 games, 76 points, meaning that if at all Man City wins their 2 games in hand, they go on top by a margin of 2 points. And Arsenal fans are really praying that Nottingham Forest does it for them today. Liverpool, 35 games, level with Arsenal. They've gone ahead to score 75 points into those games. And Arsenal is now 5 points ahead of Liverpool. Tottenham Hotspur is having 60. Man United is having 54. And this is what I told the people yesterday on the United Matters channel, that Arsenal was going to beat Spurs. If United won yesterday, they're going to hit to be 4 points off Tottenham Hotspur. And Spurs is playing Chelsea, Liverpool next. But United is really unpredictable. So that's how the Premier League table is really looking. But the hugest point you'll ever get from these results of Arsenal, that they learned from what they did last season, imploding in the last games and really give City an easy walk to the trophy. You get, right now, Arsenal is like, no way, you are obviously taking it away like that. We can really put in a fight and really put in a shift, because we know exactly what it means to see to it that we put you into pressure. And Arsenal really doing the needful. And I tell you, they are not going to stop. Bournemouth at Emirates, I think Arsenal is going to really cue them like a sweet. I tell you this. And Man United is their next biggest bagel or hurdle into their way. But I'm a supporter of Man United. I don't think that United will obviously have a lot to do against Arsenal, because Man United players are really looking bad, you know, unless otherwise defenders come back. But Arsenal to fail to score against Casemiro and Harry Maguire, that is really not something I can come here and really argue about, because I don't find it possible. I don't find it anywhere impossible. So the other one is Everton. It's going to be a given at the Emirates, and we wait. Arsenal have gone ahead to serve their purpose, you know, and really pass their task against Tottenham Hotspur. Now Man City has to go to Tottenham Hotspur and play there. So what will the result gonna be? It might be the decider of this trophy. And as it was said that Tottenham Hotspur might be a team that decides the trophy, we wait to see, because City might slip up there. Like, if we're going to hate to say Arsenal slip up there, you know, Arsenal had almost slept, you know, in the dying minutes, and everything was Navi. So that's the match reaction. Spurs 2, Arsenal 3. You've gone ahead, obviously, talk about everything, but that David Raya mistake, he needs to obviously coming through and really pay for it, because he really brings Tottenham Hotspur into the game, because the fans get round again, the atmosphere gets hostile, yet Arsenal had gone ahead to get water and really fire extinguished all that enthusiasm, the urge, the hostile atmosphere, the cheers, the rocking of the stadium. They had gone ahead, obviously, water it down. But guess who brought them back into play? It is David Raya, and that is a very stupid giveaway that he needs to do. But you expect it from goalkeepers like those, because even Onana over the weekend gave a penalty away for the club of Man United. Sorry. And you need to consider the penalty. I think I'm going to talk about it. I came up with these following points. The blueprint, I've talked about it. Set piece goals, I've talked about it. Raya mistake. Tottenham Hotspur chances, I've talked about them because I noted them down in the course of the match. Arsenal did have a lot to do in the game because they just understood the assignment and killed off the game. Good officiation, all right. I hadn't talked about that, but I like the officiation because no stupid penalties were really given. That is it. Only good penalties that were really good and were really valid were given. And I just went ahead to love the way Mike Oliver went ahead, obviously, take on this game of football. So I just loved everything that I saw today, and VAR was on point on sport, and what was a penalty was given. What wasn't a penalty wasn't given. You saw a little bit of the temperatures coming in through, and obviously they really went ahead to win. Congratulations, Arsenal fans all over the world. You are really back on top of the Premier League table. Even if Man City wins today, they won't really knock you off that table. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslim is Barakallahu Fikum. We sign out for now. See you later, and good night and good evening.